Hey, how's everybody doing today? Doing all right? Good to hear. Imagine sitting in your home, deep sense of fear, just dread. Not because you failed a test, not because you got in trouble at work, not because you pissed off your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, whatever it is, or you made some kind of mistake. But instead, you're worried and in fear for your life. Every second of every hour of every day. Unfortunately, this is a harsh reality for anyone who is currently living in the country in which we, the United States of America, deploy and use weaponized drones. Drone warfare is a fairly new weapon that has been deployed in the war on terrorism, and in fact, armed drones have only been around since the late 90s. Yet in their 20-odd years of use, the number of times they are used and the lethality of their attacks have sharply increased. I, like many of you, I hope, value human life. It is the most valuable thing on this planet. Now, when we talk about the many tools and atrocities of war, many people naturally say things like, well, it's war. People die. Or, better them than us. Often I reply with, but what if it was us? Put yourself in the shoes of someone who lives in the Middle East. You're a member of a small rural village. All you ever know is your little tract of land and possibly the market in the next village. You have no clue what the war on terrorism is or who's even involved in it. You have never met an American and couldn't even find North America on a map if I paid you. Yet you and your family's lives are in danger because of it. Who have lived your life has lived under many rulers, in and out, over and over, things have changed. Many of these rulers you didn't know. You never voted for them. You didn't have anything to do with them coming to power. You never interacted with them. They bothered you very little or not at all. But now there is a new power, America. The Americans do not play by the same rules. They are everywhere and nowhere at the same time. You are always watched and just a button press away from death. But don't worry, you aren't in any danger unless you're close to anyone who has any ties at all to terrorism. It's not too hard to do, right? I, for one, can't imagine the anger and frustration I would feel living like this, completely powerless to not only protect myself, but also the lives of my family. The use of drone warfare kills many innocent civilians and damages any reputation throughout the world. But in Pakistan, it is especially prevalent. I think that drone warfare should tarnish our reputation worldwide. How would you feel if one of your family members were killed? An event like that would definitely make you resent the occupying forces. It may even encourage you to pick up arms and fight back. In effect, I believe that for every true terrorist we kill in drone strikes, we make two more. We turn the hearts and minds of the people we are trying to help against us. In fact, according to Vijay Luhan, a writer for E-Internal Relations, he states, and I quote, the psychological impact of drone strikes and the enduring characteristic of warfare in northwest Pakistan has physically manifested themselves through various behaviors. It has included diminished public support for the government, public demonstrations, and anti-drone songs. However, it has also provided recruitment of civilians into extremist organizations that are sympathetic to their cause. This last critical point is important. It claims that drone strikes have allowed the Taliban to not only capitalize on the ensuing mayhem and gain new recruits, but also re-energize old recruits. In this quote, we see just a few of the negatives of drone warfare. According to Spencer Ackerman, a writer for The Guardian, in strikes aimed at killing only 41 targets, there were more than 1,100 casualties. 41 together, yet over 41 targeted, yet over 1,100 casualties. That is entirely too many civilian casualties. Even when you take into account that many of these 1,100 could have terrorist activity ties, which our government of course does, that is still too many civilians injured or killed. All it takes to be a target of a drone strike is to be near a target. Think about that. How many people do you interact with on a daily basis that maybe criminals may be into something? Well, now you're guilty by association. You deserve to die. That's madness. If that's all it takes to be considered guilty in that country, then we're not enforcing our laws. Being within the blast radius of a criminal is not a death penalty. This leads me to my final point. What is it to keep our government from using drones against their own citizens? There is a major lack of transparency in this drone program. Without a proper chain of command, lack of transparency, and our government's prior transgressions into citizens' privacy, what will stop it? Hopefully, this is something that will never happen. Yet it is possible. It is something we need to pay attention to, especially when it comes to the laws and procedures around the drone program. Drones have almost unlimited uses and can be used without detection. Flying overhead day and night, Is this a country you want to live in? I implore you, please think about the impact drones are making on this world and recognize the dangers, not only for everyone else, but for ourselves. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a great day. Appreciate you.